Hey everybody, it's Tyler with Gaia Force Gaming, and I'm here with Chris Pear from Gaia Force Gaming. And as promised in the last video, we have the winning list from Cartamagica's Ultimate Cup. So Chris here went 8-0, undefeated with his list, and we have a bonus list for my fourth place list as well. But I'm gonna let Chris take it away and talk about his list and a little bit of his experience at the Ultimate Cup. So, Chris, take it away.
Thank you, Tyler. Thank you. So we're gonna go over our deck list. Fun fact: it is only a single card difference from Tyler's fourth place deck list, but I'll wait till the end and let you guys figure out what the one card difference is. So we're gonna start off with our eggs with our four Cupimon. Really good egg. A lot of people were thinking about doing Demi Mara, but I figured, hey, Jack Raid is a busted card, so why not put that on an egg? And then we have our fifth egg being Demi Mara for that filtering. Got four copies of BT16 Ukomon as just another way to search through our deck. Amazing opener. Any hand that had Ukomon and I'm on the play, I'm keeping it no matter what. The rest can just come back later. Uh, Promo Ukomon, again, good egg acceleration, mem gain. Two copies of starter deck 16 Gabumon, way to get other memory. Sometimes the inherit of trashing one and drawing one and trashing one works out really well. MVP Gazimon, if you check out the Cartomatica stream on YouTube, you can see me double floodgate my Galaxy opponent and just keep him out from getting Yamory. So that was a really useful floodgate. Siakamon, it's a great little clam to help filter through our deck with that draw one trash one. And then we have the good old Guiomon, usually for game, but there have been times where I've played him, gained Rush, and evolved into Duskmon, so that way I could actually go through a Duskmon loop. And speaking of Duskmon, obviously four copies of Duskmon are best hybrid, four copies of Velger, one copy of Genkaku Promote for the good old Rush for game, copy of Kaiser Leo with Retaliation came up a lot against Dinomon, being a way to help trigger that Fortitude with the Retaliation, and just having another hybrid. Two copies of Argomon for the mirror. I only played one mirror, but it came up really well where we just Argomon each other back and forth, suspending those Tamers. Two copies of Nidhogg to further extend, and then a copy of Medieval Gallant as one of our one-ofs. Really great, essentially its own floodgate for preventing your opponent from playing Digimon and just a way to answer things. BT13 Gallantmon as another rush Digimon for game or just removal spell. Going to our Tamers, we have Louis to help promote and gain some memory. Our purple Tamers, good old BT2 Madashida, helping to get back our Duskmons, any purple Digimon, even option cards. Four copies of BT7 Koichi as just our go-to Koichi for digivolving into Duskmon. Two copies of BT 18 Koichi as another ways to get Koichis. The inherit came up a lot, where being able to turn one Duskmon into two by just grabbing back Duskmons that were already milled or just other hybrids. For our options, four copies of Rivals Barrage saved me a bunch of times out of security and milling it to help get back, say, Duskmons in the late game. Three copies of Purple Memory Boost to help really dig through my deck, trying to basically most of the time find Duskmon or Belger in my missing purple piece. Four copies of Jack Raid, as this card really is busted, gaining one memory or two memory. Sometimes I even got to three, and same security effect for gaining two. And then finally, the one copy of Calling from Darkness to get our pieces back and help continue those loops. Throughout the entire tournament, I played against Takamika, where Rivals Barrage saved my butt every time he tried to combo me. He just hit Rivals Barrage and security, just ending his turn. Played against Bloom Lord, where Medieval Gallant was a really big MVP. Played against Galaxy Mirage or Galaxy Box, where these Gazimons came in really clutch. And in the finals, played against Imperial with V Passion. Shout out to V Passion, where things like Gallantmon and Kaku Promote really closed out those games.
Nice, nice. So, Purple Hybrid Toolbox specifically. Spoilers, everyone. I'm running the exact same list. Let's see if I could pop it up on screen. How would I do it? Like this? Can I just do that? Boom. It's upside down, but you guys get the idea. The one card difference was I ran 2 Demi-Mera eggs and 3 Cupimon. I went for the 3-2 split, while Chris is on the 4-1 split. But yeah, I personally think that this is the strongest deck in the format in terms of like an all-comers list. How do you feel about that?
I hard agree. There was just so many games, like it covered everything. There was just so many beautiful moments where the pieces just came together, where you just think to yourself, "Oh, what am I gonna do? Wait, I can just like take you out from 4 security thanks to like playing Gallantmon for free, playing Guilmon, digivolving our hybrid that we're over a Tamer that we just played into promote so that way we could swing. We really just get so many game closing rush effects out of nowhere.
Yeah, so you talked a little bit about your matchups. I played Galaxy Box. I played Imperial. I played Takamiku. I played one Purple Hybrid Mirror. One, two, three. I played an Armor Rush list, like a Magna X Armor Rush list, and then the rest of my matchups was Gallant X. My loss being to Imperial, and honestly, I he played it perfectly. Don't get me wrong, but like one of the games, I just crushed him like Purple Hybrid can do. One of the games, he just got the Hexablow on like turn 3 against me with like after 2 of my rivals went to bottom deck from a Purple Mem boost. And then the other game, I was way ahead, super advantageous, and he just was like, "Oh, I guess I just go for it because I lose next turn." And it was like swing Pile, hit rivals, partition, go into another Pile, swing, swing again, hit rivals, partition, swing, swing again for game. It was just like, okay, what are you gonna do against that? But I feel like yeah, you have all the tools to just face any matchup. Even your silver bullets don't feel that bad, in my opinion.
Definitely agree. Even with all of our discard outlets, like even if you draw those silver bullets, that just makes it an easy discard target.
Yeah, like the double Argo, I didn't regret at all because it's like I always had it when I needed it in the mirror, and even just to go into it for cheap or to put my opponent at 1 sometimes by suspending my own Tamers was really good. And if I didn't need, I just pitched it to the Cupimon. So I mean,
Exactly.
for all the same reasons you talked about, like this, the outlets for like rush for game, the just the aggressiveness that the deck can have, secret stealing turns back with QP Nidhogg. Like there was a game where Louis got hit out of security and I pushed up my Ukamon with a QP under it because I had Nidhogg in hand, and I just knew the Gallant X would have to pop it when it evolved, and I could just steal the turn. Just like fringe little stuff like that. Any really cool plays you gotta pull off?
Uh, Nah, really was just like the turns where I could be like, oh, we got like 35 total cards in trash. Play Rush Gallon, swing with it. All right, Rush Geel. And like I mentioned before, like the Guilmon gaining Rush, so that way you can Digivolve onto Duskmon and just do that loop. I had that a couple times. Just whereas like, hey, I have no Tamers to just Digivolve off of. Like, I guess I'll just play this Geel, get the Rush, and Duskmon can start doing its thing.
Yeah, for sure. I know. We. I mean, man, I think Purple Hybrid is very strong. We talked in the last video. Dan's been playing Imperial. I think that's a really strong deck as well. Um, it doesn't feel though, even though Purple Hybrid and Imperial made up most of the top 16 for this event, the other decks still feel very powerful in my opinion. I think like Galaxy Box is still super strong. Dynamon was an issue. Like you said though, Kaiser Leomon really helps against Dynamon because it is hard. It's a hard mountain to climb with this deck staring down a Dynamon.
Very much so. Even like played against Bloomlord because I was like, oh, I forgot. Turboing into Quartzmon is still an effective strategy.
Yeah, Quartzmon is rough. Like a Bloomlord matchup or like Green Ranger could really really be a good counter to Purple Hybrid if it's played really well and tight. But man, just like I said, this toolbox version of Purple Hybrid just feels outrageous even into the bad matchups.
Exactly.
So 8-0, is this what, your second Ultimate Cup victory?
This is actually my second Ultimate Cup victory.
Nice. How's that
So
feel?
it feels really great, especially knowing that it's the last Shine Greymon Ultimate Cup, as that's my boy. So it's really nice to be able to get that full line just in time. Well, I mean, we'll still have to wait for BT21 and those really great hero cards, but still getting ready to get closer to some shiny shines.
For sure. But yeah, I mean, you went over your matchups? Is there anything about the deck that you would change? Anything like how do you feel overall about the 50?
Honestly, I would change nothing about this 50. The only card I could consider is maybe changing one Argomon, and I don't even know what it would actually like. It would maybe go up to a third Gazi, or change a Gabu to a third Gazi. As just the memory floodgate turned out to be very crucial in a lot of my matchups.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think I feel the same way. As you can go down to one Argomon, if you want to make space for something else, and that could be like you said. I've leaned towards the third Gazi in one way or another. I've leaned towards the starter deck Matt, which I think we both ran at one point instead of like another Rivals, but Rivals was just so important for me for the Take matchup. I just wanted something that could hit Take if I high roll.
Yeah, same for even the Gallant X matchup, because I mean they'll trash their security, possibly do 1 to 2 swing, 2 checks, and if one of those is a Rivals, it's just such a huge tempo loss for them.
Yeah, and not only that, but it doesn't feel that bad if they go into their Gallant X to just play Rivals to answer it.
Exactly.
Like passing them back to like 3 or 4 isn't like the worst thing ever if you like stunt their tempo and then you're set up for like a good loop turn the following turn.
Yep. Same goes for just outing Hexablow against Galaxy if they don't have like an Ukomon to help get that egg acceleration. Because if they just push out their first stack and it dies, it's just such a tempo loss.
Yeah, yeah, but I agree. I think this is, I mean, I think definitely like 48 of the 50 is pretty much solved. The eggs, I do see. I don't think 4 Demi-Mirror is the way to go, but I like the 3-2 split. Just for instances where you do want to dig, it does feel good to have the Demi-Mirror. Like, it always worked out for me where I'd Sako Demi-Mirror on like times I needed to dig, and I was like, oh, this is perfect.
I definitely can see that. Because so there's some times where your hand just looks so bricky, and just one more draw discard can just help get you sooner to unlocking the full power.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, what is there to say? Purple Hybrid right now is the deck to play or the deck to beat. I think. Um, I think if you're not playing it, you have to be very aware of how you're going to play against it. Uh, but other than that, man, congrats on going undefeated. I'm pretty stoked coming fourth. I'm super stoked that all three of us, me, you, and Dan, top eighted in the last Ultimate Cup. That felt great. I was gonna milk this and do 2 videos, but I didn't want to cheat the viewers and make them watch 2 like 15-minute videos of the same deck with 1 card difference. So I figured just let's talk about the winning list and talk about the 1 card difference I ran and just combine it.
Yeah, and
Um,
even talk about just how powerful the deck is.
yeah, I mean, I honestly like I've been kind of looking more forward to the next format, but playing in the Ultimate Cup, it didn't feel like a grind. I do really enjoy the format right now. I do like the gameplay loop with Purple Hybrid. I think it's fun and kind of rewarding to play. And I do think that there are other decks in the format that still are very interesting and have a lot to chew on. I like the evolution of Galaxy Mirage, Galaxy Box. I like Gallant X becoming more prevalent, and even like other high roll decks that players are rewarded for putting time into just knowing like the min max strategies with them. I just think the format overall is pretty healthy, despite it might feel a little stale. But what's your opinion on that?
I definitely agree. Even though by just top 16 results, it looked like a lot of purple hybrid imperial, but there's just other decks that were able to just fight and get their way in. Even just three grid angels, bloom lord. I think
Black hybrid.
yeah,
Black,
that mother control list. I think someone would really enjoy seeing that top.
yeah. That was pretty cool. But yeah, what is there to say? Next set comes out in a week. At the time of recording, probably will be out by the time this video drops, depending on when. I don't know. I'll put Dan's video up first, and then we'll do this one. So probably by the time people are watching this, the new set it'll be pre-release weekend. Uh, is there anything you want to say to the people before we wrap it up?
Just stay crispy.
Stay crispy. Hell yeah. Well, thank you guys for watching. Let us know what you guys think. Let us know if we're the enemies of fun. Like, comment, subscribe, and do all that fun stuff. And we will see you on the next one. Bye.